Bitcoin hits another all-time high last night. The bullish news just continues to come in, and I'm seeing something in the charts that could represent a big move for Bitcoin. Maybe next week, maybe within the next 48 hours. So if you want to hear about all this, stick around and let's get this crypto. What's going on, guys? Crypto Poppy here. Hit that like, hit that subscribe on the way in. I appreciate you. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Bitcoin with another big move last night. Look at this hourly candle. This hourly candle took us to, again, new Bitcoin all-time highs. We got as high as 49,846 on the Binance chart. I mean, that's as close as 50K as we get. We are retracing down from there, but I did tell you that 50K is not going to be easy. So the next 48 hours, I think, are going to be crucial to Bitcoin. Diving right into the charts, I think on a micro level, look, there's certainly a chance that we did come up and we did get past that upward sloping wedge that I've been looking at, and you know, we got up, tested 50K. You could practically say we tested 50K and came back down, and we're at crucial moments right now, and Bitcoin has fallen back into this wedge. What could happen here, you know, one of the things that you have to anticipate is the chance that we fail there and we come back down to the 47K. Certainly that's very possible. It's also possible that we fail and we continue down to the 44K where there's just massive support. Look, if I show you guys the volume profiles, and if you don't know what volume profile is, volume profiles, which is specifically the VPVRs, is, you know, one of the things I look at, which is this red line, is it shows you that you know, where the most volume is at, accumulated based on previous price history. And so, you know, what this typically tells you that there could be some big support here for Bitcoin somewhere in and around this box. And so for me, that represents the bottom of this channel, 47.5 down to 47,000. I think is probably likely to be respected in the short micro, so to speak. So we'll see. But right now, Bitcoin, I mean, it's so impressive that Bitcoin is hovering again above, we're hovering above 48,000 right now. And so, you know, which way this is going to go, it's a little bit difficult to predict. We could certainly retrace a little bit on the short term, but things are still looking very bullish, both on the micro and the macro for Bitcoin. So let me show you a little bit of what I've been looking at on the macro. If we look at Bitcoin on the weekly chart, you can see that we've just put in, and today, the weekly chart ends today, and we are probably going to put in a just massive bullish green weekly candle. Again, this closes at 7 p.m. tonight, and man, this is a very bullish candle that Bitcoin is putting in right after we've retraced 32%. So why is this important? So I want to show you why I think that on the macro, Bitcoin is potentially due, or at least the argument can be made that Bitcoin is in for potentially a big green week. And so I want to take you back to, I'm sorry, this chart just doesn't go far enough for me to take you back into the last bull market, but this is the last bull market. And if any of you saw my video that was describing the bull market doors, look, this is the last time in 2017 that we broke through the bull market doors. And so Bitcoin has a tendency to break through the bull market doors, make a big run up, make a correction, and then continue its big run up. So in 2017, Bitcoin's first correction after the bull market doors was 37%. And after that, we put in a few good weeks of green candles before we had yet another smaller correction. So here we are looking at this on the macro. We've broken through the bull market doors. We put in just some really phenomenal green weeks. And then in January, all of January, we essentially had this 35% correction followed by an amazing start to February of just 2 weeks of green candles. Really only one of those weeks erased the correction that we had, and then this week has been, pure growth. And so, we haven't necessarily seen Bitcoin, and again, history doesn't always repeat itself, but it certainly tends to rhyme. But we haven't necessarily seen in the last few bull markets a scenario where Bitcoin comes up, makes a 30 something percent correction, and then erases that correction, and then, right away fails over. So the chances of this rolling over, I'm going to give it less chance than us putting in what would be yet another bullish week for Bitcoin. So I tend to think we could be doing something like this. Not financial advice, guys. You do you, I'll do me. But, the way that I'm seeing the charts and what the data's telling me is that we could potentially be in for a big Bitcoin green week. That's what I'm giving more of a chance of happening rather than failing back down. Again, it's totally possible that we do. But I've got to go with what the data's telling me. So on a macro level, I just think right now, unless something really really changes in the charts on a macro level, I've got to think that we could be in for a really good week this week. And then when you tie that to the fundamental news, I mean, there's just nothing bearish that's being talked about right now related to Bitcoin that could bring the markets down. Again, this can change real soon, but right now there isn't anything. This morning I wake up to Morgan Stanley now, their investment arm looking to make a big bet on Bitcoin. They're trying to figure out how do they appease their customers because their demand says their customers are telling them we want to be able to transact with Bitcoin. And so, Morgan Stanley's looking at this. Again, more bullish news. We have the oldest bank in North America yesterday or the day before talking about how they want to be able to provide services, Bitcoin related services, cryptocurrency overall related services to their customers. And it just, and Apple Pay also, on top of this, yesterday announced that it wants to add and it will add the ability for their customers to transact using BitPay, BitPay's MasterCard. You'll be able to use Apple Pay to transact through cryptocurrency. So, again, this is just big news followed by big news followed by big news. So, for me, it's hard to say that Bitcoin is on the verge of some kind of collapse. Now, look, things are definitely, when things are this bullish and things are this good, you definitely have to keep an eye out. I'm sorry, everybody. My daughter walked in, and I don't necessarily, as cute as she is, I don't want her on camera. So, apologize for that. But anyhow, look, I don't know what else there's to say other than the charts look bullish to me. Bitcoin looks bullish. The fundamentals look bullish. Do I think we can crack 50K? Absolutely, we can crack 50K soon. I'm going to go with we're going to crack 50K before we fall back below 40K. And that's just because that's what the charts are telling me, and that's what the fundamental news is telling me. So it could be wrong. Don't take that as financial advice. You do you, I'll do me. All right, we'll see where we end up in a couple days. I'll be happy to report on what happens there. From an ETH perspective, now ETH is again a little bit sluggish. ETH actually broke out of. If you look at my channel that I had drawn that I was looking at, I thought ETH was really getting ready to make a bullish move here, and I did put in a trade, and I did put in a trade here knowing that there was a big potential for a break up, but if we broke down, that I felt that there was going to be a lot of support there and that I was going to hang on to my trade as long as we were supported here. And that's kind of where we're at. We made this very bullish W that we broke down from, which is less likely to happen than breaking up. So that's fine. The good news is that, this 21-day EMA is actually holding up ETH. Look at this. You can't make this up, guys. Look at this EMA holding up ETH. On top of that, we broke below this channel, but it's so close that I can't say that we officially broke below the channel. Yes, we closed a 4-hour candle below it, but I don't know, until we get down here until we really get below 1800 and start to close some meaningful candles below 1800. I think we're just in consolidation. And right now, he's 50-50 chance. I don't know where it's going. I don't know if it's going up. I don't know if it's going down. It's very difficult to tell. I'm kind of hanging on to my trade. And I just want to see if this support holds and we hold for a significant period of time, then we're probably likely to turn that into bullish. There is one concerning thing with the charts is that this is now turned into a potential head and shoulders that I don't love. And head and shoulders is actually bearish. So on the 4 hour chart, there's a clear head and shoulders there. If we break down, I'll show you how to calculate. So the way you calculate the target in a head and shoulders pattern is you take the width of the head and shoulders, and if this is going to break down, then we could be looking at 1600, which would be confluent with what is probably big time support over here. So we could potentially be looking at an ETH retracement. Again, this is just on the micro. I'm still really, really bullish on ETH. Not financial advice, but if ETH does this, I'm gonna be buying some ETH. That's my buy signal for where I want to pick some ETH up. At least my first average in. Now, if we break through that channel and we get down into the 1500s, then I'm definitely gonna buy lots of ETH because I still see ETH hitting 2500, 3K in the next couple weeks to a month. I think is still very, very possible. Okay, so that's where Bitcoin that's where ETH is on the short term. On the long term, I do get a little bit more concerned with ETH that I think ETH is a little bit more oversold, overbought. I'm sorry, keep confusing that. If you look at the ETH RSI, it's overbought. I mean, it's overbought by a long stretch, and so that gets a little bit concerning. It's overbought on the weekly, it's overbought on the monthly, and yeah, we're probably in for a correction at some point. But at some point in the next couple of weeks, month, 2 months, it's just so difficult to predict when that correction is coming that I take the approach of rather than try to time the top, I just wait for those corrections to come, and then I use my fiat currency to buy more and accumulate more ETH and more Bitcoin. All right, the altcoins are starting to take a break finally. Okay, so CoinMarketCap, the altcoins were due for a break. I think this is a good, not financial advice, but I think this is a good time to start looking at some of those altcoins that you maybe had your eye on and seeing whether, you start to average in on them because, the chances that they'll make another run are very good. And so you're starting to see some of these altcoins retrace over the last 24 hours by 15%, 13%, 10%, even 5% is just a ferocious market is good enough to start picking up some of those altcoins. So if you've had your eye on some of these altcoins and they've actually started to retrace, not financial advice, but it might be a good time to start to average in. I wouldn't go, these altcoins have been so hot lately that, again, I'm going to show you Aave again because I just love this coin. I've been in this coin for quite a while. I wouldn't put it past Aave to come down to 400, for example. And so one of the things that you might want to do if you're looking at when to buy altcoins that are retracing, one of the things that I want to show you from an altcoin perspective is many of them are smacking this 200 moving average on the 1 hour and the 4 hour. More importantly, on the 1 hour. Aave broke down, but it's starting to make its way back up, or at least trying. And look, a lot of these altcoins, all you got to do is pull up TradingView, pull up an altcoin, pull up the hourly chart, and I'm going to tell you that you're going to see this common theme where from the moment that they broke out, they've been supported by this 200 exponential moving average on the hourly. Okay, this is like the way that many of them look. Yeah, many of them broke down a little bit, but it's not, they haven't spent a significant amount of time down there. So if you're looking for some of these altcoins, a good time to pick them up is when they hit this 200 moving average as your first buy. And I anticipate that this altcoin rush is not done, that we're still in for some big green altcoin days. And this could potentially be a good target for you to pick up some of those altcoins. Again, just add 200 moving average and look at your hourly and start to average in. Again, not financial advice. And I'm not telling you which altcoins to buy now, which altcoins to buy later. I'm just giving you some signals in terms of where some potential buys could be, especially if you've gotten late into this game. Then what does it hurt? If you see an altcoin that's cheap relative to where it was a couple days ago, then start averaging, buy some, and if it goes down, buy a little bit more. If it goes down, buy a little bit more. And it's hard to be dissatisfied when things like when you're averaging in. And I got asked a question, so let me talk about this for a sec. I got asked a question by people in the private group in terms of, do I do this now? Is this the right time to buy Bitcoin? I'm just starting to get in, and I bought in 2 weeks ago, and I'm already up 20%. And should I buy more? Well, here's the way I would look at it. I think you should all be begging for a bear market. I mean, if you're just getting in the last couple of months, then you're recognizing the potential for growth that cryptocurrencies can give you. And so if you've seen and you've enjoyed that growth, what you should be begging for is another opportunity to put in more. I mean, look, Bitcoin's at all-time highs. There isn't anybody in this community, there isn't anybody out of my family, friends, and people who have joined this community over the last 4 years, because some of these people have been in a private community talking about cryptocurrency. Nobody's regretted their decision to this point, other than they didn't buy enough. That includes me. Everyone is probably saying right now, I didn't buy enough. So what you want is a bear market, is blood, is you want this thing to collapse so that you can start to actually accumulate more Bitcoin before we go to 100,000, 200,000. All right? So don't look at it like, if we get these dips, don't look at it as a bad thing. It's everybody should be looking at this as, wow, this is really positive. Guys, I don't even care what the news says. I don't care if Bitcoin says it got hacked or US is banning Bitcoin. It doesn't matter what the news says. My strategy moving forward is, I'm not going to make the same mistake I made over the last 4 years. I am going to buy me some Bitcoin, buy me some ETH, buy me some altcoins on the way down. And if the way down happens starting today, then bring it, because I can't wait to buy more cryptocurrencies cheap before they continue to go up. So, should you buy now? Yes. Should you go all in now? No. Buy some if you want, accumulate. If it drops, accumulate some more. That should be your strategy. Your strategy should be, how can I get me some more cryptocurrencies? Because the long term looks really, really bullish for cryptocurrencies. From the fundamentals, from the charts, everything looks bullish. And so if we get hit with some terrible news, that's your time, that's your indication. Buy some. And I keep thinking, why are people still selling me Bitcoin? I continue to buy Bitcoin when it crashes. And I don't understand why there's still people selling this stuff. So, hey, man, the joke's on everybody that's selling it. You buy it and you enjoy this run up. Not financial advice. You do you. I'll do me. All right, guys, that's it for today. It's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to you and your family. Today, we're going to spend Valentine's Day as a family. It won't just be my wife. It'll be my wife and my kids. We're going to make a lovely dinner, enjoy our time together. That's, at least in Canada, we're in major lockdown. That's as much as we can do. So I hope you spend some time with your family today. Enjoy your time. Love you all. Love you all. Thanks for coming to the show. Thanks for hearing me out. Peace.